watching Late Night Live. I am your host, of course, Joe, and unfortunately tonight I just couldn't come up with an intro. Do you know what? We've had a great run. We've just been too busy today, so I've not been able to come up with anything, unfortunately. Hey? What do you mean? What do you mean this is an intro? I'm live. This isn't an intro, I'm live now. Huh? Where? Look at that look. It is an intro after all. Perfect! Hello and welcome to Late Night Live on Stretford Paddock. I'm your host, of course, Joe. That was a bit fourth wall meta, that one, wasn't it? That was a bit scary, actually, that intro. That scared me, that one. That was the scariest one yet. Bit freaky. The idea that, I didn't like that. I thought, this isn't live. This is live. This isn't an intro. But you know what? Sometimes you get caught out. Everyone gets caught out. But I can assure you, that right now we are live here for Late Night Live. What? Hey? Well, this is an intro as well. No, I'm only joking, it's not really. Tonight, we are going to be talking about Edinson Cavani's transfer request at PSG. We're going to be giving you the latest. I say we, it's just me here. Everyone knows that by now. Why am I acting like this is put together by a group of people? The latest on the Bruno Fernandes saga. It's not even a saga anymore, is it? It's an epic. It's the Iliad of transfers at this point. We're also going to be looking at young Jude Bellingham as well. Ooh, lovely. And also, with the news, this is what I want from you. I like to ask you a question at the start of these. With the news coming out this week that there has been a Spotify playlist released for dogs to listen to when they're home by themselves, after apparently 78% of dog owners would like to play music for their dogs. So a Swedish company has come up with a Spotify playlist to play your dogs while you're out. I want to know what songs should be on that playlist. Essentially what I want to know is your dog song puns. So here's one for you. I mean, What's New Pussycat? That's not going to cut it. That just won't cut the mustard. Who Let the Dogs Out? Again, a little bit Route 1. You could go I Got a Furball. Black Eyed Peas, obviously. In this instance, Black Eyed Pugs. Or you could just have Bichon Frise. No, I'm not sure on that one either. Or Spaniel in the Wind by Elton John. Couldn't think of a dog pun for Elton John, but Spaniel in the Wind carries it all the way through. So give me your dog song puns. What's on the playlist? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know from you. That's all I want to know from you. I won't say it again. That's all I want to know from you. I did say it again. Right, first up. Actually, before we get into that, this Tele that I've had here for a couple of weeks now, haven't I? Never really had a chance to get it working until today, when, again, don't want to show off. I've been on holiday. I went to Burnley today on holiday. Me and producer Cam have had a little getaway, a little sort of a vacation. Let's call it what it is. It was a vacation. Turn that off for starters. The music's gone off. That can go off as well now. So we've been to Burnley, and I got him to take a few holiday snaps of me, just around the place, outside the Burnley ground, etc. And a lot of you will know producer Cam. He's a sort of a constant kind of background figure in all of this Stretford Paddock malarkey. But one thing that is absolutely certain about producer Cam is his dedication to the technical side of production. He's a whiz with the cameras, and that can only be shown, and I will show you right now, on my TV here. Let me just get this here. On my TV, with some of my holiday snaps. Here we go. Just pop that on. Turn the telly on. Look there, look. Blurry. That one. Hang on a sec. This isn't right. What's this playlist? These aren't the right pictures. No, right. Turn that off. Turn that off. It's not working, is it? That's still on. That's still on. Right then. I just have to leave. Them on. Just going to have to leave them on. That's up. Sorry about that. Some of them are from... I've got my eyes closed. Look at this. Ruined every picture he has. Absolutely ruined it. Unbelievable. Old Trafford Club. As Sky Sports likes to call Man United, the Old Trafford Club. Right, first up then, let's get into it. There's no point messing about. Seagull! First of all, the transfer seagull is here. You know what? I'm furious with the transfer seagull, and I've actually had some correspondence from someone, and you're not going to like to hear this, that may well replace you on this show. unless people like you, I can't see a chance that you don't leave, because you've not been pulling your weight of recent weeks. You've let us down with the Bruno Fernandes transfer. Sure, you brought Cavani with us this time, but who knows where that's going to lead, let's be honest. Unbelievable. Also, we're going to be looking a little bit as well. I forgot to mention this because it's been such a chaotic... I hate that. Get rid of that. It's been such a chaotic start to the show. I forgot to mention we are going to be looking at the hashtag Sack Woodward... what's the word? Trend, I suppose you'd call it. On Twitter, started by Gary Neville. We'll get into all of that as well. It's the real news at this point. This is real news. Let's not pretend that it isn't. Right, laptop then. Let's get into this Cavani business. Cavani, where are we? Here we go. Laptop. Thank you. Oh, the pictures have gone off. Perfect. Right, Edinson Cavani here. So this is Sky Sports News saying Paris Saint-Germain sporting director says Leonardo says Edinson Cavani has handed in a transfer request. 32 years old. He's the 4th highest scorer in the last decade, only behind Messi, obviously, Ronaldo, obviously, Lewandowski, obviously. Other than that, no one has scored more than Cavani. This is a proven goal scorer. Rashford out for who even knows? I heard some 2 months, 3 months, end of the season. That's more like 5 months or 4 months at least. If we get to a Europa final, that's 5 months away. So is it 2 months? Is it 5 months? There's a lot of conjecture and misinformation, I think, on the whole Rashford injury front. But what is for certain, he's going to be out for an extended period of time. United are lacking goals. This, to me, seems like a no-brainer. I think he is linked heavily with Atletico Madrid. Let's just get that out there now. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here, right, and pretend to you for 1 second that Atletico Madrid are not sniffing around this Uruguayan man's, genitalia, because they are, like a dog. They see him, they sniff his bum, they like the smell. But just give me some sort of response in the comments as to whether you think Cavani would be a good transfer. Surely he would. He scores loads of goals. Great hair, if you don't mind me saying, and not because we've got very similar hair. I just like the hair. Similar hair. I like the hair. The main reason I want United to sign him is because I think I could buy a PSG shirt, shave my beard, and do an intro as him for this show. Because as you saw from today's intro, we're getting thin. We're getting thin on ideas for the intros. If you want to send in an intro, you'd be doing me an absolute solid. Anyway, Edinson Cavani, like I said, 32 years old. He's handed in a transfer request. He's only got 6 months left on his deal already. I think PSG are reportedly looking for around 20 million for a fee for him, which, I mean, he's only got 6 months left. There were reports earlier of Eriksen going to Inter Milan for around 11 million. So obviously it's in that similar ballpark. Obviously it's twice as much as that, but really 20 million, what's 20 million? Unless, of course, it's the 20 million difference that United see from Sporting's evaluation of Bruno Fernandes and United's own evaluation of Bruno Fernandes. In which case, 20 million then is an insurmountable chasm of a difference. But in my head, £20 million for Edinson Cavani is an absolute steal, isn't it? One of the best strikers in the world for the last 10 years. He's sort of been replaced by Icardi at PSG. I think it would be silly not to go for him, in my mind at least. Let me know what you think, because surely, like I said, look how good he is. He's so good. Surely we want someone like Edinson Cavani. Let's just have a look at what people are saying here. Yes, mate. Bring me the morning paper. Don't know what that means. Here we go. The intro is the new Simpsons couch gag. It is, actually, but they only have to do one a week. I have to do twice a week, and it's just me doing it. It's exhausting, but I love it. But it's exhausting. 20 million euros, I'm not sure, I just heard 20 million thrown around. Why sniff the bum though? That's what dogs do, and it's a very dog-centric episode today. Barking for Soup, great band. Bowling for Soup, obviously. I love these. Cavani is well past it. That's the first, you know what? That is the first time in all of the Cavani sort of human interface I've had, which makes it sound like I'm a robot. I just mean conversations. Of all the interfacing I've seen surrounding Cavani, you're the one person that thought he isn't good enough for United, which is a very interesting take and one that I'm glad that I've seen. 20 million for Cavani. What is there to think about? Yeah, that's the general consensus from what I've seen, I'd take him on loan. I think United, from what I saw, PSG, one of the reasons they want to sell him now is because they don't want a loan, or they don't want to lose him for free. So I think in their eyes, a 6-month loan is essentially taking him for free, but 6 months before they need to. So I don't think there's any reason why PSG would take him on loan. He's quite old, injured 4 times in 5 months. Exactly. That is one problem. Potentially with him. Cavani is handsome, let's get him. Chris Williamson there with a very Route 1 transfer tactic. But you know what? Who's to say that doesn't necessarily work? A team full of stunners, could they be as attractive on the pitch as they are off it? Only time will tell. Barking for soup, already read that one. Ed Woodward is... bloody hell, someone's getting excited here, aren't they? Right, Phil Jones... and all of his athleticism. Again, don't know what that was referring to. Bark Life, very good. I'm writing that one down. That one is absolutely brilliant. Bark Life. Thank you very much. Very, very good. Fair enough, no loan. You know what? Biblio Meat. I don't know what to say. Biblio Meat, I'm very glad we had that conversation. We've come out the other side with seemingly an understanding as to why a loan might not be possible. And that is exactly what I like about this show. Spaniel Ballet, bone. Always be eating your bone. Brilliant. Ryan McCrossan, thank you very much. I'd get Ollie out of retirement at this point, to be honest. He's not technically retired in terms of as a man, because it's weird that footballers are one of the few things where you have a retirement, you retire, and then you still work for 50 years. Like, I've retired. Yeah, but you work as a pundit now. You're not retired. You've just stopped being a footballer. So like when a bloke who works in a factory retires, he doesn't then be a Sky Sports analyst for another 35 years, does he? We need to come up with another word for that. That's not retirement. Rolling bones. See, right. Ross, you know what? You're a regular commentator and I like you a lot, but my only issue with rolling bones is dogs don't roll bones. And I know that you're just going for a stones bones contrast there, but it is evoking this idea of a bone rolling, which isn't really something I associate with dogs. That's not your fault, that's my fault, but I'm not going to write it down, unfortunately. Lone Messi. Public Enemy, Rebel Without the Paws, fantastic. Also as well, very inclusive of disabled dogs which may have had amputations there. That's exactly what we're looking for. Brilliant. Right, let's move on. Edinson Cavani, we can come back to him toward the end of the show. But for now, let's move on to, and this is a bit more serious, we're going to get some, let's embrace the controversy on this one. Back to the laptop, please. Gary Neville calls out Ed Woodward to be sacked as MUFC exec vice chairman if you lose your job for essentially overseeing that investment. If you don't lose your job, for essentially overseeing that investment, that wage bill, and putting that team out on the pitch, then I have to say something is really wrong. First time Gary Neville has come out and, though he doesn't explicitly mention Woodward's name, he doesn't quote Woodward, he doesn't sort of say the words Ed Woodward. It's very clear who he's talking about, and it is the first time him, or I think any of the sort of class of 92 have come out and kind of issued their distrust and disliking for the job that Ed Woodward is doing. I think the general consensus is people aren't particularly happy with Ed Woodward. People aren't happy at all with Ed Woodward. I'm not going to go too much into it because, number one, it's not in the spirit of the show, first of all. We like to have a bit of fun here. We're not even mentioning what happened yesterday. I woke up yesterday at 8 a.m, and then fell asleep and woke up this morning. Sunday didn't happen. So despite the fact that I was on a watch-along, I don't remember what happened in the game. I don't remember who the score was. I don't remember who we played. None of that stuff. We're not even talking about that. And in the same vein, I'm not going to go too deep on this. I just wanted to get people's opinions and let it be known that there does seem to be a sort of a tidal change on the idea of vocalising a disliking and a general sort of anger toward the job that Ed Woodward has done, which I think is something that's quite a milestone in terms of United's transition over the last few years. Next up, BBC Sport. This is talking about Bruno Fernandes. Watch this, look. Well, this transfer was meant to be done last week. What is going on with Bruno Fernandes? Last Monday, I came out, or the Friday before that. It's been over a week now. I was like doing this, dancing, singing about, thought that this deal's done. United have signed Bruno Fernandes. United have got him. Game over. And then what is this? What is happening here? Like, this isn't allowed. There's a view that he's better than the players we've got. Of course he is. Rory Smith and Simon Stone. Rory Smith, by the way, great, excellent journalist, everything like that. But in this video, he says he watched the Benfica game and he don't look that good. Great. Just kick us with a shoe that's barely been made there. An opinion formed by one game that Sporting Lisbon have played. Just using that as a reason to have a go at United for why do they even want him? He's shit. I watched him against Benfica. Well, he didn't win the game, did they? He's not world class. Let's just calm down. Everyone's kicking off at United at the minute. I'm here to show the bright side of football, the lighter side of being a Manchester United fan. I want to get Bruno Fernandes, but nothing seems to have happened. There are some people reporting that we've agreed a £60 million fee, that Sporting have dropped their demands. There's another section of the audience, Daily Mail, who have just gone wild, haven't they? They're someone who's taken their top off on the big screen on someone's shoulders at Leeds Festival. That's what they are as a newspaper. Yes, you get a lot of eyes, but are they the right eyes? They're saying United aren't willing to pay the money and City are waiting in the wings. That's not how transfers work. You don't just go, oh, Bruno Fernandes is talking to United. We'll stay here. If they fall out, that's like schoolboy tactics at a disco. Oh, looks like Jack's falling out with his missus. I'll wait here. If they break up with each other, I'll kiss her instead. That's not how transfers work. You have to go over to them to start with. So that just seems like absolute rubbish, trying to get United and City in one article fighting over each other. I don't believe that City are interested in him. And anyway, why would they want him? He's absolutely crap, apparently. Right, next up. Here's a bit more positive news. This is the Times, so relatively reliable. Manchester United set to splash 25 million on 16-year-old midfielder Jude Bellingham. Are you aware of the concept of nominative determinism? Big words, I know. I didn't know about it either. It is the idea that your name has some sort of somehow dictates what career or what you do with your life. So if your surname, let's say, was Meats, you might be a butcher. In this instance, to me, when I hear Jude Bellingham, I hear choose Birmingham, which is obviously what he did when he was a teenager. Because I bet he went on trials with Wolves, I bet he went on trials with West Brom, but for some reason, choose Birmingham, he chose Birmingham, and there is no surprise there. You're not getting past me on that one, but it looks as though United are set to splash 25 million on 16-year-old midfielder choose Birmingham, but we're going to loan him back for 18 months, apparently, or at least till the end of the season. Apparently, he doesn't want to come and join our under-23s. But he's a midfielder, for those who don't know, young midfielder who's just broken into the Birmingham side this season. It looks to me a good player. 16-year-old, though, innit? So, if you can't buy a drink at a bar, it's hard to really assess how good they're going to be as a drinker for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. He's too young to assess exactly how good he will be. But obviously it's nice that United seem to be carrying on this trajectory of signing younger players for a bit less money. Good. Can we agree on that? Good. Let's go back to the comments. Have we got any more dog puns? Give me some dog pun. No, that's not right. What we got here? 25 million on a 16-year-old lad. It does sound a lot, but then 25 million isn't quite so much for United, is it? Right, yeah, dog song puns, keep them coming in for flip's sake. We need some effing signings now. That's true. If he has legs, I'll take him. Cheeky. Maradona is still alive. Give him some coke and he will play for months. There's no evidence to suggest that Maradona has any sort of drug issue at all, but I will look into that. I'm going to actually... Maradona... Just write Maradona. I'll know what to do there. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Bonio Fernandes. It's good, but it's not a song pun. Of course, this is the news that Spotify have released a playlist for dogs to be played when they're home alone. Give me your puns. Oh, finally as well, look at this. Well, I'll get rid of that. This is a difficult one for me to get my head around here. Look at this. England cricket team making a fool of themselves again. Look, England cricket team have been caught using giant white crayons to put graffiti on their own faces. Look, there they are. They've been kicked off the field there by the umpires. Look at that. Sarcastic clapping from Stuart Broad. He should know better. He should absolutely know better. I remember I used to get kicked out of lessons at school for writing, like, Gareth is a knob on my hand. And then you show Gareth like that. And then teacher looks like that. What are you doing? Nothing, just learning and that. Just absolutely learning. And then they have to show him, Gareth is a knob, kicked out a lesson, and these are doing the exact same thing. These should know better. These are one of the best teams in the world, and they're using... I'm surprised the umpire hasn't taken the crayons off them, because it's just childish, absolute childish behaviour there from England. So we don't really like to see that. But, you know, that is just what the world is coming to. Let's be honest. That is exactly what the world is coming to. Finally then, back to the comments. Another one bites the cat. I like that. I really like that because it's only about dogs in sort of message, not actually in terms of the actual pun itself. Very nice, actually. Although, what I will say is that cat sounds nothing like dust. But, like I said, just the message itself is enough for you to get on there. Spice Girls, collar. I don't know what that's meant to be. Top of the mops. What? I think that is how crickets work. I'm not sure what that means. Crickets are some noisy insects, very true. Couldn't even retain the ashes. Again, we're just getting into insult territory here. Who let the dogs out? Woof woof. Yeah, very good. Get rid of the bird. Okay, see you later, bird. Bird's gone. The bird has absolutely gone there. Don't stop retrieving. That is, we're going to leave it there. JCB, Hotel California, or don't stop retrieving. Round of applause for JCB. Absolutely wonderful. There's no better way to end it. Remember, guys, don't stop retrieving. See you later. Blame it on the poodle.